the last 100 years, the global population of cheetahs has dropped by over 90%. Experts think that leaves only about 10,000 left in the wild. Once a common animal found on 5 continents, their range has dwindled to just a few isolated pockets. Years of human population growth has resulted in habitat loss, a shrinking prey base, and increased poaching from livestock farmers who see these highly specialized predators as pests. Okay, so we've come to the Cheetah Conservation Fund and we're looking for Dr. Laurie Marker. Now, she was the founder, she came here years ago, and she's known locally as Queen of the Cheetahs.
Hey, hello, welcome.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Glad to have you here.
Dr. Marker ran a wildlife park in Oregon, USA, and was breeding cheetahs in captivity before coming to Namibia in the 70s. I don't see any yet.
Well, we've got
I know that the camouflage is very good. Oh.
Their mother was shot when they were tiny babies, and we've hand-raised them on bottles, and that's why we're able to walk in here with them.
Yeah.
Cheetahs, though, are not an aggressive animal. They believe in flight versus fight. So even in the wild, you can chase a cheetah away from a kill.
What's the main challenge that is facing the cheetah as a species today?
Well, their biggest problems is that of habitat loss and then loss of their prey and the human-wildlife conflict. So their ultimate survival is all in humans' hands.
Laurie and her team at CCF act as a rapid response unit that regularly rehabilitate and release wild cheetahs that have been injured.
Oh my gosh, it's just horribly thin.
They've just been called out to collect an orphaned cub whose mother was hit by a car.
It's not going to be able to... This size cat's not the size that you can end up putting back out into the wild. In order to get him healthy, he's going to have a lot of attention, and that makes them too habituated.
Although it can't be released back into the wild, this cub will enjoy a permanent home with other cheetahs that CCF have rescued. But it's no holiday camp. CCF have devised an ingenious exercise routine to keep them on their toes.
So by doing a cheetah run, we can not only keep them fit, we can also stimulate them and enrich their lives mentally as well. And it's all controlled through this magical box here. Speed is
Whoa,
that's got like an African PlayStation. Forward, reverse, and then the speed.
Part sanctuary, part safari park, visitors paid top dollar to see the cheetahs up close.
These are a group of 4 cats. They're 2 brothers and 2 sisters, all from the same litter. Their mother was shot and we raised them from the age of 3 weeks old.
Known as the ambassadors, these long-term residents play an important role in CCF's wider conservation strategy. By generating revenue from tourists, they help fund an ongoing project to bring back the cheetah's natural habitat.
So this area in the 70s was an open savanna. So you're supposed to see a tree here and a tree there and a bush here, but not to the overgrowth that we have. The bush is so thick that the animals can't even maneuver their way through it.
Basically what you see going on here is we are thinning the bush. We're not trying to get rid of it. This is a native thorn bush. We're just trying to thin the woodland a little bit.
So they're not just clearing this whole land, they're picking out very specific trees.
Exactly. We have some species that are known to encroach. Dominantly, most of them are the acacias.
When you think of an acacia, you're often associating that with African plains. So why are you cutting the acacias?
The natural balance has been disturbed because of livestock farming over a very long period of time, fire suppression, also a lack of some of the mega herbivores that used to roam across these savannas.
The mega herbivores, we're talking elephants. So you're doing the work of the elephants and the rhinos right now?
Somehow.
Somewhat. Bush encroachment has seriously infested at least 14% of Namibia, causing severe negative impacts on the habitat by reducing soil fertility and the amount of land and water available for wildlife and farming. It's the aim, you know? But by clearing out the thorny invaders, Bruce and his team are bringing the entire savanna ecosystem back for the cheetah and a host of other animals. And what's more, he's making it financially viable by turning the problem into a product.
10 tons a hectare, 12 million hectares, 120 million tons of unwanted standing woody biomass.
So here it is. This is the acacia that we just cut down.
By applying heat and pressure to the pulverized acacia, the biomass is binded to produce a solid briquette or bush block without using any chemical additives.
And here we are. It's a finished product. Yes. Woo, it's still hot.
Profits from the bush block program fund yet another innovative strategy to save the big cats. And it's all about big dogs. Anatolian shepherds are the gentle giants of the canine world. By giving them to farmers who've been known to shoot cheetahs on site, the cats are kept at bay and, most importantly, alive.
They hear that a dog is here, they'll bark and they go, well, I don't want to get anywhere near that animal. And then the predator stays away.
The final piece of the CCF puzzle is back at the lab.
There's a board right here, and they're putting this in, they're going to squeeze the cheetah to here, and then we're going to inject it with anesthesia, and then it will go to sleep.
Okay.
There we go.
So the cheetah has very, very low genetic diversity, and it is something that is from about the time of the Ice Ages. So if they're all the same, they can't really adapt to anything, and that's a big, big threat to a population. They also can't fight against any virus infections, any infectious disease, because again, if you think about it, if they're all the same, they might all do well, or they might all not do well. Yeah. And that's a huge risk, because if they all do badly, then we've lost our cheetah population very quickly.
As well as researching wild cheetah behavior and writing the book on how to care for them in captivity, Laurie and her team regularly screen their resident cats and share their knowledge around the world.
So they're checking Darwin's pulse here, they checked his eyes, we've taken a blood test, and now they're going to take a sperm sample, which is essential for the genetic research.
Do you want to come and look at the sperm?
Sure.
It looks very good.
It does?
Cheetahs have about 70% abnormal sperm. Wow. But take a look. Number one, you'll see a lot of, it's like fish in the sea, okay?
I'm guessing swimming in circles is not a good thing.
No, it's not.
You want them
straight. See many going in circles though?
Despite the high number of mutated sperm, this is a relatively healthy sample which will be frozen and stored in the CCF gene bank.
There's very few that aren't moving.
We've had cubs born using our frozen sperm from Namibia in the past. So all of these are pieces of the research that we do conduct here as well. Well, the cheetah's survival is really in humans' hands. Growing their lifespan, helping reduce stressors, understanding what the diseases are. But it's not just the cheetah and nothing else. It's the cheetah within a system where there's people and there's livestock and there's wildlife. And we've got to make that all work.